Okay, they are out. Let's go to the movies. Art style. Heyo!
Black Sunday here.
As I mentioned in my pilot video, I said that I would make a video on predictions of what movie would win a certain statuette. Well, here we are! The nominations for the 2023 Academy Awards, or Oscars, arrived on January 24th of this year, and predictions are running wild.
My turn.
Using my own resources at my disposal, as well as experience with watching each film,
as many as I could without breaking the bank,
I think I have a grasp as to where the awards are going to. It's time for the Oscar Prediction Extravaganza 2023. With the exception of the following categories: Best Short Film, Best Animated Short Subject, Best Documentary Feature, and Best Documentary Short Subject, I will name the nominees for each category, give you my official prediction as to who will walk away with the Oscar, and then I will tell you my reasoning.
Disclaimer, I do not have access to the following streaming services: Netflix, Prime Video, HBO Max, and Hulu. If my predictions seem inaccurate because of this, we apologize in advance.
Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to my channel to get access to my entire library, and hit that bell icon to get notifications as to when another video drops. Now, let the extravaganza begin! Let's start out with the Camera Oscars. These are the Oscars pertaining to the camera and recording to get the finished product. There are 3 categories pertaining to the camera. They are Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, and Best Visual Effects. Let's start with Best Cinematography. This is about camera angles while shooting.
The nominees for Best Cinematography are All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, Falls Chronicles of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar.
And my projected Oscar winner is All Quiet on the Western Front. Although Tar's cinematography is impressive, this decision is based on what I've seen in previous period films, like 1917 and The Revenant. I could have seen this on Netflix, but I was cut off due to lack of use. But truth be told, Top Gun Maverick should have been nominated in this category. I don't know why it wasn't. We'll get there later on. Next up is Best Film Editing. This is about choosing the right angles and the right zoom to get the best emotion for the film.
The nominees for Best Film Editing are The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick.
And my projected Oscar winner is Top Gun Maverick. I was completely mesmerized at the angles that were taken when making this film, and kudos to Tom Cruise for making these shots look real. I almost went with Everything Everywhere All at Once, but there's a split second in the film that could be a trigger warning for epileptics. Kudos if it takes it away, though. More on Everything Everywhere later. And now, Best Visual Effects. This is the favorite category among many moviegoers because it's the most important part of many films we see.
The nominees for Best Visual Effects are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun Maverick.
And my projected Oscar winner is Avatar: The Way of Water. 7 years. 7 God-forsaken years. That's how long it took to make this movie. After seeing the film, I understood why. There was so much attention to detail that was taken into consideration. The reefs, the texture of the marine animals, and de-aging Sigourney Weaver from 73 to 14. Are you kidding me? That's incredible! I don't know how this is going to anybody else. Okay, maybe Top Gun Maverick, but I still don't see anybody else taking this award. Now that we've covered the camera Oscars, let's move on to the prop Oscars. These categories pertain to the props that are used in a movie. There are 3 categories, and they are Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, and Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Let's start with Best Costume Design. Self-explanatory. Which of these films have the best costumes?
The nominees for Best Costume Design are Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
And my projected Oscar winner is Babylon. For as subpar as this film was, its costumes were very well made. And it's not unprecedented. Some bad films have won costume design before. The first Fantastic Beasts film won this Oscar, and it was subpar.
Sorry Wizarding World fans for having to make you hear that.
Yeah, stay away from me. Fine.
Moving on. The next category is Best Production Design. This is all about props and the design of the set.
Nominees for Best Production Design are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans.
And my projected Oscar winner is Babylon. I needed help for this one. This one was tough. It was either Western Front, Babylon, or Elvis. Western Front for its World War I setting, Babylon for its Roaring Twenties style of partying, and Elvis's rise to stardom and its staging for its titular rock star. Babylon has already won this award in this category elsewhere, and these awards accumulate. So I went with Babylon. And now, Best Makeup and Hairstyling. This is about looking your best in front of the camera, whether it's with stuff on your face or body, or getting your hair the right cut and form. Note, this category used to be limited to 3 nominees, but has since expanded to 5.
Nominees for Best Makeup and Hairstyling are All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale.
And my projected Oscar winner is The Whale. I almost went with the Batman, but I can't ignore Brendan Fraser's transformation into a 400-pound college professor. This was an incredible feat. It reminds me of Gary Oldman's transformation into Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour, and The Whale should be awarded accordingly. We're through the camera Oscars and the prop Oscars, so now let's move on to my personal favorite set of Oscars, the screenplay Oscars. These are the proverbial lines, the stories in which the films are being told in writing. There are 2 sets of Oscars for screenplays, adapted and original. Let's start with Best Adapted Screenplay. These are the screenplays adapted from already existing media, like a novel or a newspaper article, or in certain cases, characters.
Nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay are All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun, Maverick, and Women Talking.
And my projected Oscar winner is All Quiet on the Western Front. I haven't seen this film, but it's the only one that makes sense. It is a period piece. Look at Jojo Rabbit. Even though there was only 1 F-bomb dropped in the entire film, and the Academy prefers liberal use of the F-bomb or other vulgar words, it was enough to take home the Oscar. But remember, it was a period piece. Now, on to the category that may very well determine who wins Best Picture. Best Original Screenplay. These were on the top of the heads of the creators of their respective films.
Nominees for Best Original Screenplay are The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness.
Before I announce my pick, let me say that this category was the last to be announced. Some of us, myself included, thought that Turning Red might sneak in a nod in this category, but when Triangle of Sadness was announced in its stead, this make it sound like this was the Academy's way of saying, you got clowned, and clowned indeed.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, enough sideshow. My projected Oscar winner for Best Original Screenplay is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Even though Banshees won Best Screenplay at the Golden Globes and at the BAFTAs, Everything Everywhere won the Critics' Choice and was nominated at the Writers Guild Awards where Banshees was not. To me, that's what will make the difference. Okay, cameras, props, and screenplays. Now that we're at the halfway point, let's go to the potpourri. These are the Oscar categories that are recognized for art that is not normally used in cinema. These categories are Best International Film and Best Animated Feature Film. Let's start with Best International Feature Film. This is the best film recognized by the country that does not normally use the English language in said film.
Nominees for Best International Feature Film are, for Germany, All Quiet on the Western Front, for Argentina, 1985, for Belgium, Close, for Poland, EO, and for Ireland, The Quiet Girl.
And my projected Oscar winner is All Quiet on the Western Front. This is the only film here that has a Best Picture nominee, so it's the only one that makes sense. We'll get to Best Picture in the end. And now, for Best Animated Feature Film. All you kids know what this is. Whether by drawing, by stop motion, or by computer imagery, these films tell a story in an exotic way.
Nominees for Best Animated Feature Film are Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel Michel with Shoes On, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red.
And my projected Oscar winner is, and as much as I hate to say it, but Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. History says that Turning Red will win, but Puss in Boots: The Last Wish will move a lot of the traditional voters that pick in this category more evenly. Pinocchio even went so far as to getting nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Annies rather than Animated Feature Independent. As much as I want Turning Red to win because of its strong message of empowering young women, the reimagining of a classic tale told in a modern setting proves that Netflix will finally win in the category that has eluded them outside of Best Picture. And now, camera, props, screenplays, and potpourri. Let's move on to sound. This includes any noise that is made in a movie. There are 3 categories: Best Sound, Best Original Score, and Best Original Song. Let's begin with, of course, Best Sound. In the past, this was 2 categories: Best Sound Mixing, which is a mixing of the sounds in the right volume and sequence, and Best Sound Editing, which is actually making the sounds whether it's artificial or from an actual item. The Academy has since merged the 2 categories because of several films having won both categories. Now it's simply Best Sound.
The nominees for Best Sound are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun, Maverick.
And my projected Oscar winner is Top Gun Maverick. Actual U.S. naval fighter jets were used into making this film on the insistence of Tom Cruise. The explosions used in the film also sounded more authentic than in Western Front and The Batman. This is disputed since I no longer have Netflix, but I could be right after all. The next category is Best Original Score. This is the music that plays in the background, and it could capture the emotion for that film.
The nominees for Best Original Score are All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans.
How did The Batman get stumped from original score? What do these other films have that The Batman does not? Leave your thought in the comment section below, but I digress. My projected winner for Best Original Score is Babylon. It won the Golden Globe, so it's safe to assume it will win the Oscar as well. And now, for Best Original Song. This category is for songs made specifically for their respective films.
The nominees for Best Original Song are for Tell It Like a Woman, Applause, for Top Gun, Maverick, Hold My Hand, for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Lift Me Up, for RRR, Natu, and for Everything Everywhere All at Once, This Is a Life.
And my projected Oscar winner is Lift Me Up for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. This song was written as a tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman, the first MCU Black Panther who died of colon cancer in real life. History says that Natu wins, but history has also shown to sway differently. Don't be surprised if another sway happens here. And now, we have reached the largest chapter of the Oscars, the actors. There are more actors in the Academy than any other type of movie worker, and they hold major voting power. They are divided into 4 categories: Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Lead Actor, and Best Lead Actress. The supporters do not have as much importance as the lead roles, but they can give a strong voice. We will get to each category, starting with Best Supporting Actor.
The nominees for Best Supporting Actor are Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ki-Hai Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
And my projected Oscar winner is Ki-Hai Kwan. This Oscar is his to lose. He keeps winning in this category across the board elsewhere. How can Kwan not win this Oscar? Hold it! Glad you asked. Turns out, Ki-Hai Kwan was the little kid who played Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Fans of the Goonies also recognize Kwan. Because of these roles, it's time to deliver him his due. Now for Best Supporting Actress.
The nominees for Best Supporting Actress are Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Han Chow for The Whale, Kerry Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
And my projected Oscar winner is Angela Bassett. Her role as the interim queen of Wakanda and Shuri's mother was absolutely striking. She had to be the strong motherly figure trying to protect her country from further turmoil after the loss of their king. However, please note, this category could very well end in an upset. Keep an eye out for Jamie Lee Curtis. She has aspirations to retire from acting at this time, and the Academy may reward her for her efforts throughout her career, including her performance in the Halloween series. The same can be said for Stephanie Hsu for her role. Regardless, keep a close eye out for this category. For now, it's Angela Bassett. Now, let's go to the lead roles, starting with Best Lead Actor.
The nominees for Best Lead Actor are Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nye for Living.
And my projected Oscar winner is Austin Butler. Yes, Brendan Fraser is the favorite right now, but history is pointing towards Austin Butler. His voice made him unnatural to play Elvis Presley. What gives Butler the edge over Fraser is that Elvis is a Best Picture nominee and The Whale is not. History usually goes towards the actor that was in a Best Picture nominee, but there are a few exceptions. We'll see. Now for Best Lead Actress.
Nominees for Best Lead Actress are Cate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
And my projected Oscar winner is Michelle Yeoh. That's right. I'm projecting an upset in this category. Cate Blanchett may have done well capturing the emotion of fictional composer Lydia Tarr, but I thought Michelle Yeoh had the stronger performance. It could easily go either way, but this category has upset written all over it. Keep an eye on it.
And now on to the main event.
2 categories left, and they are very big. In fact, they're the biggest awards of the ceremony. Best Director, and the most prestigious award in cinema, Best Picture. Let's go to Best Director. Sometimes it determines who wins Best Picture, sometimes it doesn't. But if you don't have at least a directing nomination, you're out of luck.
Nominees for Best Director are, for The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh, for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, for The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg, for Tar, Todd Field, and for Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund.
And my projected Oscar winner is Steven Spielberg. The Fabelmans is a tribute to his early work as a director, so it would be most appropriate if he wins the Oscar to possibly end his career. This Oscar could easily go to Kwan and Scheinert for Everything Everywhere. If that's the case, that's it. With directing and a screenplay Oscar, we will know who will win the top award.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for.
The top prize in cinema, the Oscar for Best Picture. Here are the nominees.
All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun, Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking.
And my projected Oscar winner is Everything Everywhere All at Once. With 2 projected acting Oscars, a projected screenplay Oscar, and the chance it might take away Best Director, Everything Everywhere All at Once is the film to beat for the top prize.
Are you done?
Yes. Yes, I am. I will not do a recap this time as this video has already gone far too long. Rewatch this video if you wish for analysis. So, what do you think of my predictions? What do you think will win big on Oscar Sunday? If you want to talk to me, follow me on Twitter at BlackSunday150.
If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button and give them a thumbs up. Also leave out comments as I certainly love debates. Thank you for watching, and remember, you will receive the information you seek, or my name isn't
Black Sunday.
Good night, everybody.
See ya!